So a few weeks ago, following a 5-month process of phone calls, assessments and questionnaires for me, my wife and my mum, a psychiatrist confirmed what I'd expected for a while. I have, and have always had, ADHD, otherwise known as Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Now, having dived into books, videos and podcasts on this subject over the last 18 months, after self-diagnosing myself on TikTok of all places, it didn't come as much of a surprise. But finally being able to put a name to the way that I think and feel has been liberating. So many things that have happened throughout my life suddenly make sense. People with ADHD don't produce enough of 3 key chemicals: serotonin, dopamine and adrenaline. Now that deficiency can lead to a lack of focus, verbal outbursts and destructive decision making. This can often mean poor time management, problems prioritising, restlessness, problems completing tasks and trouble coping with stress, all things that I've experienced. But what I now know is that exercise, good sleep and healthy eating habits can boost the production of those chemicals and help ADHD brains operate at their maximum output. Now when that happens, creativity and productivity usually follow. Now I've always been wired a little bit differently, hailed as the creative one with lots of great ideas. Problem is, I usually get too distracted with the next idea before I fully finish the last one. As a child, I was nicknamed Gobby Robbie by my English teacher for talking too much, had a terrible habit of interrupting people and struggled with big, long projects. But ADHD had never crossed my mind back then. I still remember teachers who said that ADHD didn't exist back when they were younger and it was a smack and some discipline that was needed. Back when I was at school, it was seen as a glorified label for thick and naughty kids. Now, I was no angel as a child. In fact, my parents have a full back catalogue of naughty Robbie stories that they love to tell my daughters, nieces and nephew. But overall, I did well at school. I was in the top sets, I got 13 GCSEs, 4 A-levels and a degree. I mastered the art of revising the night before an exam and acing it the next day. Turns out, the dumb or stupid stigma is a complete myth. Having ADHD has nothing to do with a person's intellectual capabilities. Some might struggle academically, but this is usually due to challenges with focus, organisation or related symptoms, not their ability. In fact, many people with ADHD excel in creativity, problem solving and out-of-the-box thinking. As Faster Than Normal author Peter Shankman says, "This is the last time that I'll use the word diagnosed with regards to my ADHD, because I'm not seeing it as a negative. People with ADHD aren't broken, defective or damaged. There are hundreds of thousands of successful people thriving in their lives thanks to, not despite, their ADHD. Our brains work differently. We have to adjust to that. But when we do, it can be amazing. I look at my ADHD as a blessing, not a curse. It's a big part of who I am and helps me to be the best and most creative version of me, as long as I can manage it properly."